Jerry Billy was a very rich man. He had everything: big houses, many cars, and the biggest company in town. But he wasn't happy. He wanted someone to love him for who he was, not for his money. He had grown tired of women who only cared about his wealth, who smiled at him not because they loved him, but because of the luxurious which he could offer. He wanted real love. He is the only son of Mr. James and Mrs. Ebele Billy, one of the most wealthiest families in the country. His father owned a large company and his mother a well-known businesswoman all over the country. One morning, as he sat alone in his luxurious car, he came up with a plan. He would pretend to be a local mechanic man. That way, no one would know he was rich. He would just be a normal man, repairing people's car. If any woman loved him, then it would be true love. Jerry longed to be loved for who he was, not for his wealth. Jerry told his parents about his plan to relocate to a place where no one knew his background, to live a simple life, experience the world outside. At first, his mother hesitated, but Jerry tried to convince her that he would be fine. The next morning, Jerry arranged one of his luggage with a simple clothes, then set out for his journey. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Billy, played for him. He boarded a bus to Muchi. Jerry arrived in a small town of Muchi, not as beautiful or busy as where he was coming from. He met an elderly man with a grey hair who rented a small one-room apartment for him. It was not like the mansion he left behind. It was just small bed and table, but it was enough for him. After 3 days of settling in his new life, he knew he needed something doing. After walking around the streets of Muchi for a few days, he saw a mechanical work store in a small busy area. He said to himself, since he has a good knowledge about cars, so it will be a good idea for him to start from there. He walked into the working shop. "Good day, sir," he greeted in a respectful tone. Mr. Okolo, who was still busy trying to fix one of his customers' car, replied in a calm voice, "Good day, young man. Sir, I wanted to ask if you have any job here." Mr. Okolo, seeing how calm and respectful he sounded, nodded, asked him some few questions, and decided to give him a chance. Fixing broken down cars and earning just enough to eat, it was tough, exhausting, and completely different from the life he once knew. Down the street, there was a small local supermarket. It wasn't anything fancy, just a simple place where people could do their shopping. The supermarket was owned by Mr. Williams, an elderly man with a grey hair. He ran the supermarket with the help of his 3 sis girls, Amaka, Amara, and Jane. Jane started visiting the supermarket to buy some of his toiletries. Back in Mr. Okoro mechanic workshop, a beautiful lady named Cindy, who always visits with her car to be repaired, started coming closer to Jerry, always complimenting his work. After some time, they become friends. One evening, after a very hectic day, Cindy offered to take him to one of the local restaurants nearby. At first, he hesitated. But with Cindy's sweet words, he accepted. The drive to the restaurant was quiet. They arrived at Mama Nkechi's restaurant, ordered some food. The waitress served them, but mistakenly splashed water on Cindy's clothes. She immediately sparked up like an electric wire. "Are you blind? Your salary of 4 years cannot afford these clothes." Even when the waitress was trying to apologize that it was a mistake, she did not want to listen to her. Jerry, who was left in shock, trying to calm her down, but instead she let out her bitter, "Oh, so you are supporting her, right?" Cindy said. Her voice was sharp enough to cut the atmosphere. Everyone in the restaurant paused and started staring at her. As she continued, "I brought you here to give you good food that you have never eaten in your entire life. So keep quiet when I'm talking." Jerry's heart sank. He could not believe what was happening. He immediately stood up and walked away in anger. The next day, on his way coming back from the work, he met Jane, one of the 6 guests that attended to him in the local small supermarket. "Good evening," Jane said, waving at him with a deep smile. Jerry immediately responded with a smile. Even when he gets home, lying down on his bed facing the ceiling, he could not stop thinking about Jane's beautiful smile. No one has ever smiled at him like that. He started visiting the supermarket always, just to see Jane and her beautiful innocent smile. Before he could know what was happening, he started falling for Jane, but kept on thinking if Jane would accept him, completely unaware that Jane felt the same for him. One cold evening, as they sat under the tree, the sun casting a golden glow on them. "I want us to be more than friends," Jerry said with a calm voice. "I want you to be my girlfriend." Jane stared at him deeply with a smile. She accepted without hesitation. Jerry was very happy as they hugged each other. When Amara and Amaka noticed how frequently Jerry visits the supermarket, gisting and laughing with Jane, they got jealous and confronted Jane. "What are you doing with that local mechanic man?" Amaka said, her voice harsh as she continued. "Have you forgotten what we promised ourselves? To get married to a rich man that can relocate us out of this village." "Yes, I remember," Jane said, her voice calm. "But I'm sorry, I can't deny my heart what it longed for." Amaka's face twisted with anger and disappointment. "Jane, so you really want to go from frying pan to fire?" she said, her voice harsh. That night in their small one-room apartment, Jane could not sleep, thinking of her friend's advice. But on the other hand, she can't let Jerry go just because he did not have money. She has fallen so deeply in love with him. The next morning, Amaka's mother, Mrs. Ngozi, a trader in a local supermarket, "Sit down, my daughter," she said with her voice calm. "What troubled you? I noticed you were not sleeping throughout the night." Jane swallowed hard as her mother leaned forward, holding her hand. "Follow your heart in anything your heart longs for." Jane hugged her mother tightly and feeling relief. Jerry and Jane's relationship gets more deeper. One evening, Jerry sat on his bed thinking of how to tell Jane the truth about who he really was, confused on how to present it, since he has already told her that he was an orphan who was trying to survive on his own. Then his phone rang. Surprise! It was his mom. "Hello, son." On the other end, "Son, I think it's time for you to come back home. The companies need your presence now, and your father has not been feeling too well for some time now." On hearing that, Jerry accepted without hesitation. The next morning, as Jerry and Jane hold their hands, walking along the road, "I have a work that I have to attend to in the city, and I will be leaving tomorrow morning." Jane's mood changed immediately. "Are you leaving me?" she said in a cold voice, staring straight into Jerry's eyes. "No, you know I can never leave you. I will be back before you knew it, I promise." After 2 weeks of Jerry's absence in the village, Amara and Amaka visited their friend Jay. "So finally, your local mechanic boyfriend has finally abandoned you," Amara said as both of them burst into laughter, mocking Jane. But behold, a beautiful car pulled up in front of them. The door cracked open. A man in a storage suit came down. Standing in front of them was Jerry. Their eyes opened widely. "What is happening here?" Jane said, with confusion written all over her face. "It's me, Jerry. I'm sorry, Jane, for lying to you. I'm not who I told you I was. I'm Jerry Billy, the only son of Mr. and Mrs. Billy, one of the wealthiest family in this country. I'm sorry, I was tired of fake love. I wanted something real. Someone to love me for who I am and not for what I have. And I have found the love in you, Jane. I will love to spend the rest of my life with you, Jane. Jane, please, don't say no." Jane nodded her head as tears filled her eyes, not of pain but of joy. Amara and Amaka could not believe their eyes. Jane followed Jerry back to the city. As they arrived in front of a beautiful big mansion, Jane's eyes widened in surprise. "Is this your house?" "Yes," one of them, turning around to open the door for her. "Come, let's go inside." The door cracked open. Jane stood frozen. Well-furnished sitting room with expensive couch, well decorated with a designed curtain. She have never seen such a beautiful mansion for her entire life. "Welcome, my daughter," Jerry's mom said as she hugged her tightly. "My son has really told me so much about you." While back in the village supermarket, Amara and Amaka could not stop thinking how their dream man was standing in front of them, but they were unable to recognize him. Jerry and Jane get married and live happily ever after. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment what you learned from this story.